Corn for the corn god. The video games and art are two of the things that I have, two of the most, like, reverence for, because I just have no clue how even, like, the very basics are made. I mean, art, yeah, I guess it's just a case of you start drawing and you keep going and you learn extra techniques and stuff like that, but video games is a whole other level of that stuff. So people make them, I'm like, it's so cool, so talented. I didn't read through all of these. No, I have a problem reading in lines, so I'm worried that if I tried, I would find it very frustrating. I'm pretty good at sort of what you see is what you get editors, kind of like Hero Forge, but there aren't... when I tried doing Dreams on PS4, which I really like otherwise, I think it would have a lot of potential, but it was very limited with the control scheme, and I couldn't... I was finding it very frustrating to kind of, especially with the depth, you couldn't do depth perception and stuff like that, so... Whee, hi! Eee. I can sometimes be good at sort of logic problems, but I think in a very kind of lateral way, so it doesn't always work, and I'll probably end up creating more problems. I can't even do, like, complex HTML, so... Seeds! I'll be up for that. I know 2 people with cactus sonars, like cactus themed for sonars, and I think they're really cool. Sixth grade, jeez. See, in school I never ever learned any of that. That was like a college stuff. MySpace, yay! I could change my font color on that, I think. Otherwise I feel very, very basic. I learnt in my IT classes how to make some kind of searchable database with a very basic kind of program, old program that I really don't think exists anymore. I don't even think it was made for anything but our own school, so... And it wasn't coding, it was like you were learning how to, like, it was more like Excel kind of thing. You'd add field and you'd put in such, and for some reason I did it on Formula 1 cars because that was all I could think of that had, like, substantial data that I had a vague interest in at the time. Hi, nice to see you. I don't know Access. I don't know anything, like, useful. I used to watch a lot of Formula 1. I kind of stopped, I was into it for like 2 years and then really stopped. I had like lots of the Formula 1 cars and diecast models and stuff like that. I remember watching when Jacques Villeneuve, and it was sort of Villeneuve, Michael Schumacher and Damon Hill were the 3 that were having the big rivalry at the time, and I remember Damon Hill winning, and that was excellent. Years after that, it didn't go so well. Oh, Hamilton, yeah. I used to work at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, where he'd come and do various drives and displays every year. That was fun, very loud. You got to see some amazing cars. Hey, I had some good instant noodles. Possum knows what's up. Possum's ready to bug out. What can I do? I can go back and visit levels. These were fun. feel like there's some Easter eggs or something I might have missed. You sneaky thing, hiding that luscious body in there. Yeah. They were very short. I want more game. I'm sorry for... let me see if I can do something more involving. I'll go back to the beginning. Something to watch. Whoops. No. Hey, thank you. I like wearing it. It doesn't cover, it doesn't go down under my chin as much as I think it should. Oh, another one? Longest... Oh, I don't think I have, actually. I don't know that I quite finished Night in the Woods. Kind of. I mean... yeah. Or free online. I got to most of the way through, and oh no, I love Night in the Woods. I actually started playing it and streaming it, but around the time I was getting towards the end, I was having a break from streaming, and then after that was all the stuff with the composer. So it was like, oh, I really don't feel comfortable playing it right now. So I kind of was on a break for a long while. I didn't really have any other video games to play. I feel like I could stream for a bit. True, yeah. It's very good. It's actually got a very similar writing style to this, in a way. Very personable, kind of realistic, and obviously sort of anti-capitalist messages. I do want to play, because I didn't play Greg's story. I played B, most of B. Whoops. I don't know that I even did the epilogue. Yeah, very much a furry thing too. I actually I did my Fox Fursuit symbol. I have a Greg version of him, which I really love wearing because I think it's pretty. Oh, weird. Oh, I never had that happen before. It may be, yeah. I know for a time there are quite a few blockchains going around that had people added for kind of spurious reasons. Like the one that Will Wheaton was attached to, or promoted. That was not so good. I know there were times when I was going around blocking people on what I felt were very kind of superficial things, but I was being a little bit too reactionary too. So I try not to do that now. Yeah. Oh geez. That's a long time for a Twitter account. I know I've had mine for 8, 9 years maybe? No, I don't think it was that long. Yeah, blockchaining can be pretty ruthless. I've done it I did it when I had a PewDiePie meme go viral that basically blockchained some of the big gaming commentary accounts that had sent people like, oh no, shock horror, how dare you make a joke about someone. So yeah, I know there were some people that were caught up in that just followed them because, you know, gaming memes and stuff are not necessarily malicious people, but at the time I was like, I can't really afford being harassed by a bunch of doxers. Yeah, I probably had my Twitter since... When did I publish Legacy? I think it was 2010-ish. So I think I got it then to try and help with that. I know I've had it since 2011. Because I think I found one of my very, very early tweets for a while back, I mean. Come on. Come on. Bloop. Oh, got stuck. This is the one I think I missed something on. Pardon me. Bloop. I really thought it would be cool to get some chains going, like blockchains. Not blockchains, I mean like, if you pull down one end you could like absorb everything without it breaking, but it doesn't quite work like that. Because they all break immediately. Come on. There's a time I wanted to live in some kind of tunnel like this because apparently it's really like efficient and windproof and stuff like that, and I hate the idea of tornadoes, so I want a tornado-proof house. You don't really get them in England, but you do get them a lot here. Something like 40 to 50%, maybe more, of the world's tornadoes happen in America. That was a terrifying prospect to me. Donut. I think it was the windmills. I thought I could do something with those, but apparently not. Boop. Oh, you can click on them. Yes, it does. No, poor raccoon. That's a sinister statement. See, I know just too many things about furries to like... So bad. Lots of coyote yellow. Oh no. Yeah, there are so many things that I would be otherwise spending money on, and I just can't justify other people being unsafe for that, or just, you know, things like that. I can wait for my indulgence and stuff like that. I'd rather, you can't wait for someone to, like, I don't want to endanger people unnecessarily. It's not worth it. It's never worth it. Snakes are moving. Sneaky, snaky. Yeah. There are thousands of things that I miss, but I'm never going to compromise someone else's safety for, you know, just because I want some escapism or, you know, some kind of consumer thing that I can easily find again, you know. I would rather donate money to people now than, you know, just spend unnecessarily. Come, Sneaky. Heck yeah. Am I going the wrong way? Yeah. Big old noodly dangers. Bash the chicken. With no mushrooms. Why was that tower filled with snakes? Come on, chicken. Very true. I mean, they would know a snake when they saw them. Can't really argue with that. Partly I want to learn how to make video games just so I can make, like, some sort of... So my ideal video game that I keep thinking of would be some sort of GTA open world story-based, but like a cyberpunk sci-fi and completely unabashedly furry, with like a bunch of character, like the same sort of character customization options that you have like in Hero Forge, but with more... You have the same, like, released free DLC, and just have, like, I don't know. I haven't. I had. There's no way I'd be able to make this, at least not right now. But like, the idea for this big open world thing and stories and arcing stories. You can pick your pronouns and stuff like that. Have it kind of Mass Effect, GTA, Fortnite, save the world kind of thing. Two things. If I ever win really, really big, some lottery or something like that, aside from doing philanthropic things, I would start a video game studio to make that. And actually pay people. Like, properly. No crunch, I don't care. I have like $3 billion. I don't know. What was the largest lottery win? It was something ridiculous, like 500 million or something like that. That'd be enough to pay good people to make a decent video game like that, right? I don't know. I have no idea how it works. But I can guarantee I would want to be doing creative and kind things with that money and not just buying a mansion in the middle of nowhere and filling it with expired candy. Like, what the hell, Notch? Seriously. 700 million, yeah. Far too much for anyone to spend in their lifetime. It's terrible. I know. It's kind of the epitome of someone knowing what decadence is, but not having enough fulfillment in their life to actually use it. Like, oh, I have an entertaining room, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this many cars. Like, cool, you bought that because you know it's a status of success. But you are not part of that culture, and you do not have a community of people who like you enough to be part of it. What did that say? Only monsters don't press the button. I have not watched BoJack Horseman, and I feel like I should. Yeah. Always amazes me how both Notch and J.K. Rowling both built these massive empires, these ivory towers that they sit on with their reputation, and then completely knock it out from underneath them whenever they say even the tiniest thing. It's kind of like a satisfying kind of schadenfreude in a way if J.K. Rowling wasn't so hideously influential in media still, and Notch being a lonely, crusty old man in his mansion is fine. I can deal with that because he's not really affecting anyone anymore. He could have done so much more, but J.K. Rowling actually still out there literally kind of campaigning for hate and selfishness and ignorance and literally doing conceivable, tangible harm by influencing people to change policy is just... it's fucking disgusting. Apathy, for one thing, is disgusting, where you don't do anything with the resources that you have. It's another thing to have those resources, also not do anything with them, and also contribute to other people's harm. I'm so angry that the world encourages that. But then again, I guess there are only people who do for others already are never going to be that. They're never going to be so focused on themselves that they build themselves up into these positions, because they will be like giving themselves away as they go, whereas people who are intrinsically selfish don't do that, which is why you get these people with such huge like YouTubers and stuff like that, you know, because when they build channels that are essentially just about them, they already have all they need to just keep fulfilling that by, you know, it's kind of cyclica feeding into itself. And I actually just finished my YouTube video about parasocial relationships, which kind of goes into the same thing, so I'll put that up fairly soon. Yeah, I really wish she would just go away. So I'm going to try and like click through the cutscenes. I know anyone watching this on the archive will be seeing it all over again, but it's nice talking with people. Animation on that dog. Come on. Pull down. Pull down. No. Alright. I need a little bit more. There we go. Whoops. Bollocks. The rock. Eee. Oh, whoops. What about here? Not a huge fan of caravans. Oh, the bird is in the cafe over there. Yes, we've seen all this story. It's you! Getting buff in the desert tent. Apparently eating corn gives you the figure of a coyote deity, so let's all get on some of this corn. Corn for the corn god. Whoops. I wanted to get this sign down, you can't do that. It's too big, too powerful. You may not resist the marketing. Popcorn. Yes. I live for that day. Did I look through these ones? Fake house. Dries your eyes out to look at it too long. Yeah, I missed all the Trashopedias on the previous one, so I'll go through and collect them all, and then once I'm done, try and find another game to stream. So I'm kind of skipping through them a little bit. Aww. Sad buff coyote. Oh, it's this bit. Oh, there was a game on the Switch that's about mice. Mousy secrety game. Num 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 num. Come and get it. Yay. Why was that rabbit in the pen anyway? Are these not already their children? These are questions that I don't know are worth answering. Yes, the love hole. That was my reaction exactly when I played this before. Whoops. Who doesn't like a good orgy hole? Coming soon to a convention space near you. As if there weren't already those going on. Carrot big, carrot small. Well, yes, true. Next available one, I don't doubt it will happen. I used to have rabbits. I had 9, I think. Yep. Yeah, I am looking forward to a vaccine, even though I know it's probably not going to happen for God knows how long. Some of the machines that the company I work for makes are actually involved in making COVID vaccine. So that's cool. Hopefully it's It doesn't feel like much, but it feels like some kind of contribution to the whole process. Yeah, distribution and, you know, doesn't necessarily, you know, you've got to have enough people vaccinated for it to be effective. And it sounds like it's still such a virulent thing that even if you have, say, 70% of people vaccinated, that the other 30% could almost have a 100% infection rate within them. Thank you, enjoy the food, and thank you for joining. Yeah. That's even before you get into which strain it's going to be for. Geez, yeah. Yeah, that's very ineffectual. It's going to take a long time to... Well, you'd have to have almost like a special rural facility kind of set up for him. And it's unfortunate the rural areas are the ones that are hardest hit by it right now too. Because people in rural areas tend to live in more intense, like, grouped populations and in single buildings and stuff like that. Okay. But that's like twice the amount of development that needs to happen. Oops. Yeah. Oh, car's on fire. Yeah. I just hope that whatever happens works, and works in a kind of... on a permanent level, because I have no words for how awful it all is. Whee! Clean level. Yeah, it's horrific. I cannot get my head around how people can let that happen. I mean, it was bad, but to have known it was bad and do nothing for the sake of someone else's money that they're just hoarding, it's such destructive cronyism, and I am absolutely disgusted, mortified that that anyone would consider that paramount to the health of anyone, even people you don't know. Like, for how much I criticize, you know, Trump supporters and stuff like that, and how much I don't want them in my spaces, I don't want them to die from this virus. Like, this affects them too. It's like, I don't understand how you don't have even a basic fundamental level of human care, that you think your indulgence, your money, your bottom line is more important than literally any life on Earth. It's just... But then it gets you into that mindset of like, well, if these people weren't around, things would be better. And I know that... I'm angry that this year has kind of like taken such an emotional toll and like such a twisted morality that it's like you actually start to justify in your head, well, actually, if these people were gone, how much more different that would be. I'm not typically vengeful. I'm not typically, well, you know, everyone has their limit, I guess, but it's like, you don't want to be that way. You want to believe the best in people, and you want them to believe in the best for everyone as well. And sometimes they just don't. Yes, that's fair enough. Do not want to get suspended. And the people who, despite all the evidence, are still clamoring for, you know, people to be, for it to open up and endanger kids of all people. I am really unsure about North Carolina politics right now. I know what I want to happen, but I don't know that I can trust, like, people at large to understand. This year has kind of ruined my faith in people as a whole. But in individuals, you know, yeah, well, Fox News is its own problem. Whole disgusting base. Yeah. Like, how do you combat that? You can't retroactively educate these, like, hundreds and thousands of probably millions of people who are just completely willfully ignorant of so much. And they don't want to hear it. Like, they're having a conversation with someone on Twitter today about a Trump supporter who was like, well, Trump doesn't mean harm to the LGBT community, and they posted this article that said actually he does, and they're like, well, if you're not going to respect my opinions, I'm not going to talk to you. It's like, no, this is demonstrable fact. What are you not seeing? And they're basically just playing to their confirmation bias, and that's all they want. That's all they want. They just want to be reinforced in their own security, in their own thoughts. They just want to be comforted. They're living in such a perpetual state of, like, self-induced fear that it's just, you can't. The only way to cure that is with, like, solid, almost like undoctrination. Like, you have to sit them there and intensely, categorically prove to them what is wrong. And even then, they'll still probably go, well, I don't know. Ugh. Capitalism and, you know, conservative bias has made a real monster of the world overall. And, you know, I know people go on about Russia and stuff like that. It's not just that. It's homegrown. There's people everywhere that do this kind of thing. That's why I have a problem. I can't really bear to look at British news, because even though it's a country I love and that I had a lot of faith in, it's just so, it went downhill so quickly. And in America as well, there's still that kind of struggle for anything. It's like being disowned or feeling like you don't belong to either country for the state that they've got themselves into. Yeah, and people want to shift the blame as well. They think, oh, if it's Russia, then it's almost like it's a problem I don't have to deal with, rather than looking at, say, your racist uncle or your homophobic senator that you have to, like, confront or start, like, saying, hey, this is wrong. if it's Russia, it's a big removed problem that's like, well, I can't do anything about that. It kind of makes people feel better about their lack of ability to change anything. You know, kind of like when people use religion as an excuse to like, oh, well, I guess God, everything happens for a reason, God wanted it that way. And I'm like, no, this was done by people, not by God. Yeah. No, he's not. And you know, even this, people still think Russia is a communist country. It was never a communist country. It was a communist government that was taken over by a fascist dictator and called communism in much the same way that Nazism rose to power under the guise of being socialist when it was absolutely nothing but. But there are people who bought it knowing that they were fascist and going, oh, that's socialism for you. Like, do you not get how these people work? They're just liars. Absolute bold-faced liars to manipulate. Yeah. Ugh. I should try not to get too angry. My throat is getting a little bit sore. I need to get a drink. I might do this one more level and try and make stock of my video games that I got going so I can plan for the next stream. Maybe do a bit of writing as well. I really want to do some writing. Yeah, like, you can't have much more of a disconnect to make that association. Trump's a socialist. Really? Then why do the radical left hate him so much? Anything to connect what they don't want to face with something they don't like. Oh. I just noticed there's something with him. Yeah. Like, I have a friend whose dad was telling me they have a really impressive gun collection. I went to the shooting range. It was fun, but kept talking about how, you know, a lot of these guns would be good for if the commies ever came over the hill. I'm like, they're really not going to come and get you in your... They're really not going to come for your rural 70 acres of land in the middle of North Carolina. They're not going to do that. They're not going to set up like a training base here or anything. That's not how it works. Yeah. The US has created so many of its own problems, and people don't realize that because they get so caught up in the jingoistic propaganda of like, oh, militarism and stuff like that. And it's just, you know, they don't see that, like Venezuela, people love touting Venezuela and stuff like that as a result of failed socialism, and like you realize that the problems with Venezuela are pretty much down to US foreign policy and interference and like CIA-backed coups and stuff like that. Like, no, apparently it's all their fault entirely. Yeah. Sad when the music goes away. I like the music. They have a lot of gloves. Oh. Yeah, it's just horrific bias. how many people just buy into it because they like the celebrity that is giving the voice to the lies, you know? Yeah. There's a lot I hate about how this election has unfolded, and a lot of it has come down to Democratic cronyism just as much as Republican lies. There is a saving grace of this election if Biden does win, that Bernie will actually be involved in the government in some way. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh yeah, you know, that's obviously a tenet of dictatorship, is when you lose your own election. Obviously, that's how it works. Okay, jeez. So, funny enough, the US again, interference. Funny how that works. And then people will still point and go, aha, it's your fault. And like, you take away my chair and then you're pointing at me saying it's my fault that I'm falling on the floor. Right, okay, sure. Just insecure. A lot of this goes way, way back to times like World War I, World War II, where US was just given, you know, reign to kind of run around as it wanted, and took on this really big ego for interventionist strategy. I don't know. Whoops. World War II did so much damage. The Allies, in their arrogance, did more damage to the world as well. Yeah. Oops. Poor chicken love. Can you keep sending too many ducks? How many ducks is too many? Okay, I guess it makes sense. Oh, 100? Oh, okay. I bought the drinks. Drinky, drinky. Why can't I go around? There we go. Hey! Whoops. Oh, dang it, I got it wrong. Making eggies. Eggy. Oh, bugger. Eggy. Yeah. Ah. Oh, breaking 100? Wow. That's a lot of eggs. I should check my phone, I guess. Whoops. I lost count. That's quite a lot. Is that 100, do you think? The holes are going good. The holes are getting filled slowly. And quite quickly. The holes are being fed. We pay tribute to the hole. This is I'm kind of going through again, just because I don't have another game to play yet. So this is like the 5th or 6th level again. It's fun though. Oh no! Oh, that's the thing. That's a thick wad of paper, honestly. That's a heavy clipboard. I do like holes. A very good Disney movie. I have not read the book yet. Sorry for kind of skipping through it. I could go back and just play the levels, but it's just fun. You have missed Possum though. Possum was very good. We like Possum a lot. Possum is new favourite. have frog friend. Honey. That was a perfect fit in the hole. Woo! Get it. It's a honey hole now. That won't move. Boop. We feed Frogger. Come on. Come on. Shaky, shaky. Nom nom. Whoops. So weird. Am I missing a bee? There we go. Honey. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's generational wealth, or, you know, family, like, community. I'm a pine cone. Ooh. Oh, I might have to leave it there because my what's that? My neck is getting a bit stiff again. I got some drink too. Well, thanks again for joining, everyone. It was cool to see you all and just play a kind of slightly less story-intense game. But still very cute though, and yay anti-capitalism. And we got to see a really cool possum too, so... Anyway. One day I'll work out how to get this hood to sit right without looking at the camera. Anyway. Yeah, be safe, take care. I will catch you all soon. Thanks so much for coming along. Bye.